That old woman was doing something weird.
Why do you think that?
Because she looked like she had full handses, but I didn't feel them.
You didn't feel them. You touched her hand and it just
Her
passed
hand
right
touched
through
me,
it.
but it didn't.
That's an illusion of some sort, yes.
So she was doing some sort of...
I don't know what, but yes. So if I were to cast seeming on us or some other sort of magic, it would make us look one way but not feel that way.
Can you dispel seeming?
Oh, Keyleth!
Hey, Keyleth.
that prisoner over there is casting magic of some sort.
I
I
don't
think she
like
had
her.
seeming cast on her. I don't know if she did it herself or if... Well, but I don't think she was what she appeared to be.
Oi, old lady. Listen. We said we were going to come back for you and release you when all was said and done. But we cannot make that promise if you don't tell us the complete truth. Now, we know that you're using magic of some sort. Now, tell us who you really are. We are smart little people and big people. And we know, we can sense that you are casting magic of some sort on yourself to disguise yourself. Now, I have some familiarity with this, so I make no judgment as to why, but please reveal your true self to us, or else we cannot trust you, and we will leave you here to rot and possibly die. That face.
Now I do it now! I don't know!
No, I do it now!
Hopefully quieter than that in the game.
There's a dull flash of energy within the cell. Gray hair, the tattered clothes all vanish, revealing beneath it a woman in her early mid-40s or so, jet black hair. She's wearing nice travel clothes with what looks like some sort of a long duster, almost like coat that is a little ragged. You can see there's a little stain from just probably being down here for a while. Happy?
Extremely.
Yes, I'd say so.
Yes, yes. So who are you for real?
My name is Anna. And I would like to be set free, if you don't mind.
Do you recognize her, Percy?
Yes. You very much recognize it. You do notice, by the way, right hand is where the sleeve ends. There is no hand there. It is just a missing hand, and there's the left hand is visible.
Anna?
Yes?
Let's be frank with each other. You have two options. Either you are going to die in this cell, and I promise you, you will die in this cell, or you're going to convince us why you shouldn't. So I would start talking right now, or I swear, we will not leave this dungeon before you're dead.
And just as he finishes talking, I throw a dagger right a foot away from her head in the wall.
Okay.
You gave her a fucking dagger, and then if she flashes back to you, right?
So the dagger, just thrown, it hits the stone wall next to her and jams itself between two of the stone bricks and kind of gets wedged there for a second. She looks over a second, reaches up for it and grabs the hilt as it vanishes in a puff of smoke.
So fucking lucky it did that.
I've been here with them for the past 5 years. I helped them reestablish their current social control of this city when they left it a pile of flames and rubble. And their little experiment beneath the castle, I was one of their chief scientific designers.
What are you doing down here? Really?
I tried to leave. It appears Anders saw me packing and decided to gain a little favor by turning me in. So they threw me down here, told me to wait out the rest of the experiment, at least until the ziggurat was complete.
How'd you lose that hand?
Experiments can be dangerous sometimes. I dabble with chemicals and alchemical reagents that can be miscalculated, and I paid a price that will be an ever-present reminder until I can find a way to fix it, and there are ways.
Can you lead us to Cassandra de Rollo?
I could, yes. Why do you ask?
That may be what your life is worth. You are, at the moment, the luckiest person in Whitestone. Do you know why? So you're at the bottom of my list. I take off the hat.
Percival. This certainly explains a lot. I have many questions. I found your recent work very fascinating.
I will be happy to give you an up-close and very personal demonstration. Unless, of course, you would rather have conversations about other topics.
We'll start with the other topics.
Trinket, watch her.
The bear kind of, which at this point has been barely visible, steps out of the shadows as well.
Barely?
Oh, it would be you.
Kill him!
Teddy.
Listen to me. I do not have a good feeling about this. And I start to undo the cloak that's on me, and I want you to wear this.
Oh!
And I tie an elven cloak. Shut up. Please. I don't need it. You will wear this. You will stay hidden when it is needed. You almost lost me. I almost lost you. You will wear this as needed.
I will wear it. Thank you.
I walk out ahead of her.
As you guys step into the hallway, Pike's physical form is kind of drifting along you guys as she takes each step. You can see she's kind of stopped a little bit and she's lost in thought for a moment. There is a great evil here. And you can see part of her form kind of flicker and shake and almost blink for a moment, and then she resorts, she goes, something's willing me away. And with that, her form just vanishes. As you feel this warmth on your hand, Bax, and the symbol of Sarenrae that you have embedded in your glove, you look down and it has a slight glow to it, similar to the color that her divine energy form had taken. And you see it just slowly fade, but not entirely. The symbol seems to just have this general, very faint radiation, a reminder, or at least what a small semblance of a connection to her in this dark, dark place.
Goodbye, Pike.
Oh my god. Show me your work.
She goes underneath the chest and she pulls out a metallic construction that you all see looks not unlike in shape and purpose as the pepper box that you've seen Percy utilize all this time. And you see a series of notes that are off to the side that have sketches outlined of your pepper box, though not really accurate, and almost like they were recalled from various individuals that had seen it in person and given accounts of it. She's been keeping a very close log of eyewitness accounts of your weaponry, apparently, for some time.
What about the other one?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Really.
Lest your brains leak out your ears.
It allows me to make a fleeting escape on the air as opposed to by foot.
Oh, well then give it to me.
Axe.
And with it, the glass almost shatters with the amount of frustrating force she slams it into your hand.
Careful.
Think
Yeah.
about
Made
how
of glass,
good
darling.
you
Solely.
feel. Anna, I'm going to take a leap of faith and believe, contrary to all evidence, that you're a smart woman. Now, if you were the Briarwoods, where would you put my sister?
I know she's not allowed anywhere near the ziggurat or any of our distillery, so
Distillery?
that's been largely my project as part of this entire endeavor. When I was brought in here, I was tasked to create large amounts of a very, very delicately prepared acidic compound. One that could dissolve the stone of your white stone and distill it down into pure residuum. This would allow the bulk creation of very powerful magical essence for use in construction, in materials that we could instill and use, apparently for the ziggurat as well as other such things. We were ahead of schedule and I completed the bulk of our development weeks ago, and I no longer have much of a purpose here.
So what's ziggurat? What's it for? What exactly does it do? Things.
I don't know. It has something to do with the Briarwoods' interest in some third party, someone they've been working with, someone I've not met, someone who I have no interest in inquiring within, it seems.
A name. Give us a name.
I was not given a name. They don't speak of this individual's name. They're very secretive about it. You're asking about Anders, though. Do you wish to pay him a visit?
Come on.
Was your sister's keeper?
Come on.
He's probably with the Briarwoods.
Let's go.
Come on, he's not there.
I'm off
If
sitting
he's-
in the shadows, but I say, Percival, we need to cut off the head.
Is it
of
possible
this-
that my
the
sister would
head
be
of
with
the
him?
snake.
It's very possible she's not here.
Anna,
Percy?
Yes.
shut up.
Very well.
Percival.
Percy, it's freezing in this
I only
castle.
say
Let's
because
go.
my whole...
Anna, and I notch an arrow and aim it right at her throat. Shut.
He's not capable of making good decisions right now.
Percy.
Where would this professor be?
I imagine his study. It's around the corner.
We'll check his study and then we'll go.
Fucking mouth. No.
Just his study and then we'll go.
Percy.
Even if he's there, if she's not there, we'll leave.
Go, lead the way.
No.
We're running out of time.
Brother, run and check the study.
Thank you.
No.
I start running towards the
Jesus.
direction that was described.
Let's.
You hear what sounds like a muffled female voice from behind a distant doorway. You hear a little bit of quiet and a light sobbing. Then you hear another voice, a male voice, an older voice, just say roughly, "Shh! You be quiet until you're told to speak. We should be close." And you can see, kind of in the center to the back of the room, is an older gentleman, and he's currently holding a young woman, roughly early 20s or so, with dark brown hair with a couple of streaks of kind of white through the sides of the temple, holding her by her hair with a dagger to her throat, and saying, "Shh! Shh! Now, when I tell you, you'll say what I told you to say. Got it?"
I back up about 5 steps and very quietly say, Jenga.
I start running.
And I run at the door and
Yeah.
I kick it open and throw it in.
Well, that happened.
Cassandra screams out, "No! Run, it's a trap!" At which point, he takes his dagger and just runs it across her throat. You just see crimson begin to pour down the front. There were 2 sets of armor, decorative armor on the sides of the wall that suddenly have filled with some sort of reddish arcane energy that gives them a solid physical form, and they both stepped off their pedestals and begin making their way towards you.
I will inspire Vex behind me, and I'll say, "Arrows and bows they fire at our foes and kill them, and they make them ghosts. They won't let go. Arrows and bows."
You do this for me. And as he looks at you for a second, he kind of releases another spell, and you feel a familiar arcane grasp begin to curl over the back of your mind. You feel your will no longer become your own, as now you are an instrument of destruction controlled by one Professor Anders.
Oh no!
You have been dominated.
Damn it.
Oh no!
Kill that one! And points to Vax, and you look down at Vax with a grin, as now the bloodletting you wanted so bad, your target lies before you.
Hulk versus Wolverine.
Eyes slows down, and for the first time in a long time, you see on the ground before you, kind of clutching her throat, no wound or blood splatter, but clutching her throat and kind of breathing heavily, your sister Cassandra. And you look back up at Anders, and you feel the burning rage begin to billow up inside you. And as you walk in the room towards the center of the table, you see now from outside of his sleeves, outside from under his coat, there's just blackish purple smoke beginning to just billow out from behind. As you pull off the hat, your image shifts fully to Percy, at which point Anders kind of looks back and sees this source of smoke and glances over. Percy. This moment here, as the smoke pours out from the front of the gun, you yell out angrily, and there is this kind of unnatural bassy reverb from your scream that shakes the room. And Anders actually takes a step back from this and is like looking about the room and finds himself basically trapped in the far corner of his study. 9 points of slashing down. So you go down. Second strike, because it's still going for you.
Yeah.
Hits automatically. It's an auto-critical. You fail 2 death saving throws.
I scream and I run towards him.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah!
Oh yeah, I'm unloading as I walk towards
So
it.
the first one like blasts out the shoulder. You can see the bone kind of exposed, the metal breastplate just sundered by the bullet. As he kind of backs up.
Percival, you disappoint us all. All you had to do was die like a good Dorolo.
Traitor! And I've got 2 more shots. Next shot.
This one into his chest, and you can see the actual breastplate bends inward to the wound, and he spitting out blood from his mouth as he bends forward.
This land has a greater destiny. You and that fool Ripley. You place your faith in toys and dust. You seek the transient truths.
On in
Pull
front
the
of
mask
you.
down.
He says,
I die to rise again. We are his blood.
I put my gun in his mouth to shut him the fuck up. You're the face I saw when murder entered my heart. This is your doing, and I pull the trigger.
with that, a resounding blast echoes through the room. The back of his head just scatters across the wall behind him. The top of his head kind of folds in a little bit from the now lack of a substantial base, and he just kind of tumbles backward, releasing the gun with a limp onto the ground behind you. You're still holding the pepper box in front of you, hands shaking. You can see there's a flash of purple energy across the barrel that has Anders' name across it, and the name burns away, leaving the barrel blank. Kind of taking a breath for
I
himself.
look up at Percy, who's covered in smoke, and I grab his hand, and I say, Percival, how are you?
Fine.
Darling, take the mask off.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Don't do that! Don't do that! I hate that sound!
So what'd you roll?
That's a 12.
Good to know.
12?
Yeah.
I'm going to, clutching my bleeding belly, walk over toward Keyleth and say that was a close one.
Yeah. You know, I kind of feel like we've been here before. Oh, right, we have been here before.
You know I'm in love with you, right? And I kiss her.
I'm collecting 3 or 4 of Vex's arrows from the ground. Vex, are you all right?
So,
I feel better, thank you.
That's good. I'm going to now take my handful of what is now basically a switch, and I'm going to start whacking him with it really hard on the chest. Don't go into rooms by yourself! God damn it!
Percival, he had a knife.
You
to your
counted-
sister's throat. He was going to kill her.
Thank you, but count to 10, and now I drop them and go over to my sister.
at which point, as you're saying this,
I was afraid she was going to die.
Percy.
Hi.
Percy.
I'm so sorry.
And she just gets up off the ground, runs up, and just grabs you and embraces you tightly.
I'm so sorry for leaving you.
I thought you were dead. She pulls away for a second and just looks at you, and there's a coldness to her face. She's happy, but there's, even for her young age, you can see there's, lines at the corner of her eyes. She's probably been through a lot. You shouldn't be here. They were using me to get to you. I'm so sorry.
Are you all right? Did they do anything? Are you yourself?
I'm good. Easy enough to unlock at this point. You get it open, you pull it open. There's a collection of letters. Many of them talk about the removal of key magical defenses during political meeting at Iman. Notes on best construction methods using the mined whitestone and repairs for the manse in the ziggurat. They're warning Anders of an arrival of Seeker Osum's spies. There are letters talking about diverting political attention away from Whitestone to leave it a political enigma during this period of time. There are letters talking about planting information within Wildmount that would lead their investigation team to believe the Briarwoods have been found dead. And occasionally there are mentions in a lot of these letters that speak of the undying king shall return. We are his blood. Letters
Maybe he was
aren't
dictating.
signed.
Are they all of the same hand?
They are all of the same handwriting.
I'm still shaking.
In the cluster, there is one completely unrelated letter that just talks about business ledgers and construction of the bridge.
Is that in the same hand?
It is in the same handwriting.
And is it signed?
It is signed a Lord Raskel Daxio. It's part of the Council of Tal'Dorei.
Oh, motherfucker!
Hey, Percival. Any chance you can load up one of Ripley's guns for me?
I hand him the ammunition. I load 4 of them.
You're
Giving him a load.
giving
I'm a
him-
big boy. Well, I'm a little boy, but I'm a little
If
big
something
boy.
goes horribly
I would like to
wrong,
walk past Scanlan and grab it
drop
out of his
it.
hand.
What? I will
On the way to
prevent him
Cassandra.
from doing that.
Okay.
Cassandra?
As you go to be, no, what do you? It's already gone. You don't even know where it went. You didn't see him take it. You just all of a sudden see it in his hand as he walks past.
And
I guess I should start from the beginning. After the arrows felled me, I recovered. Father Reinl found me and brought me from the brink. We had more people in the city. At the time, the Briarwood rule was fresh and folks were eager to speak out against what they've wrought on this city with the fall of the Dorollos. I knew better. I told the truth once I had recovered, and we began to build our first rebellion. For 2 years, we built up a resistance before we made our first move. They seemed to know exactly what we were plotting. They cut us off at every end. Couldn't see who it was that was giving up our information, but I knew I was close. But before I had the opportunity, I was helming a group that was traveling to utilize the escape route that I took you through when they first attacked, and Lord Briarwood was there waiting for us. They slaughtered most of the men, but he recognized my face from the dinner we had the night they took the castle. They did not harm me, strangely. They treated me like a guest against my will in my own house. I seemed to ascertain that they knew in keeping me there and having a member of the house within their grasp, they could use that as leverage. I don't know. Now, Silas, he had his charms, and there were many that worked beneath him against their own will. But they did not work on me. My hatred was too strong. So instead they tried to provide me with wealth. Power, and Whitestone. I just took to reading and ignoring it all. I don't know why they kept me around. But I wasn't going to question it if it gave me a chance to possibly undermine them. And while Delilah and Silas are man and wife, they speak of another. They don't say any names. They refer to him as him, or the Whispered One.
Percival, we all have fought with you this whole time, and you know that we have your back and
Yes.
that we're with you in this 100%.
Yes.
But I'd like our enemies to know that as well. So with your permission, I will cast seeming on all of us, and I make the girls look like Cassandra and the boys look like Percy. So I give us all the white hair.
You're so
And if possible, I'd like to emblazon the sign of the rebellion on our chests in sort of an awesome Superman
pretty
glowing.
fucking
All right. All of you form into a small battalion of Percys and Cassandras, armored up.
Is he a big Percy?
Yes.
He would have to be, yeah, because he still stays similar to his actual size.
What is Trinket?
Percival
It's a
von
bear. A bear
Trinket's
with,
like a-
with 2 streaks of white hair.
Yeah!
It's like a Sanrio
And he's
version of
wearing the little
Cassandra.
circle glasses.
Yeah, with the little glasses, yes.
so cute.
We are all Dorollos today.
Vax.
Oh.
This is really creepy because it's brother and sister talking to each other right now. It looks like Percival and Cassandra.
We're really uncomfortable right now, by the way.
We're all.
Everybody's
Is there anybody who is not made uncomfortable by this?
Be careful.
Of course, Keyleth.
He will be.
God damn it.
Continuing down to Intercall, a long set of white stone constructed stairs descend for about 45 feet before they level off into the Dorollo Mausoleum. This is a place of silent prayer and showing appreciation for the previous families. But the first thing you notice is all of the tomb doors are open. All right, so you three, you notice the temperature drop ever so slightly in the room, and in the darkened shadow, you kind of look around and you see what appears to be some sort of ethereal mass drifting.
Damn it.
God damn it, here we go again.
You got company.
This one, the bullet does hit its form in the burst of flame. The bullet converted to magical due to the nature of the chamber, and you can see its form. It disperses for a second and then reforms, continuing it.
We
This one drifts forward to Keyleth. This one drifts forward to Grog.
That's what.
The ghost reaches out and embraces Keyleth, disappears into her form, and she shivers for a second, and it is no longer visible. Keyleth's eyes all of a sudden flare up with a ghostly blue glow, and she turns around, looking at the group with the hunger you haven't seen in her eyes.
Okay, so 12 for me. Am I caught as well?
Well,
Die.
Frog's batting for the other team.
What do you roll?
4.
And with that, 3 of your teammates turn around, their eyes intensely glowing with some sort of a weird ghostly glow. I want you to go ahead and make a religion check.
18.
18?
What does that mean?
That gentle glow left behind, that slight sliver of Pike's essence that went into your symbol of Sarenrae, flares for a second. You hear Pike's voice whisper in your ear from a distance. It says, "Max, it's okay." At which point, suddenly, you feel the coldness sucked out from you. The symbol flares for a second, and the ghost is thrust out of your form.
Yeah!
I'm gonna
Watch the
have
built-ins.
Trinket. You can't cannonball through to Grog and Keyleth.
You can, but it'll get Scanlan as well.
Can you dodge, Scanlan?
We'll see. Let's do this. I always love that bear.
You deserve it. He's doing it.
I'm gonna take a keen dagger and stick it into his gut. And then I'm gonna take the glove with the symbol of Sarenrae and punch him in the nose.
Can I just say,
This is from
this
Sarenrae.
is Percy beating up Percy right now.
That's totally true.
Yeah, you're being attacked and stabbed by yourself. It's weird.
I walk between Grog and Keyleth. Yeah, and I'll thunder wave them both. Oh no, and I hit Trinket. Oh, and I'll also inspire Vax. Rip out someone's tongue and I'll know you. Kill someone dead and I'll show you got those moves with dagger. You got those moves with dagger. You got those moves like dagger.
And I'm in a fight with Grog.
Correct.
Okay. For my bonus action, I'm gonna go, help!
So I will mock him. I will say, you're not even corporeal. You have no substance. You are you're a nothing. You're a nobody. You won't amount to nothing in this world. There. 6.
How do you want to do? As you're shouting this, you can see its ghostly form, its face suddenly shifts into a face of a person.
You were nothing in life, and now you're nothing in death.
Recalls its memories. You can see its physical form become that of a young adult wearing robes that hold the symbol of the Ruh Roh crest. You see it look at its hands, and you see it look at you, and look at Percy on the ground unconscious.
Oh.
And it just moans out in
Uncle
horror
Morty.
as it suddenly dissipates.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, I didn't mean it. Oh.
Which one of my ancestors did you just shame to death? Again.
The one who possessed you.
Okay, fair.
As you all climb into the beginning of the excavation tunnel leading to the south, slowly making your way towards whatever this ziggurat construction project has been. We will pick this up the week after Thanksgiving.
Oh man.